Now entering Westlake Station. Doors to my right.
As you can see, I have my little kitten here. This is Phobos. They'll probably talk to us while I'm talking. Anyway, I used to belong to this like witchy Facebook page. They removed me because I got into arguments with a lot of them about a lot of their bullshit. For the most part, the people that were involved with it were a bunch of like middle-aged white women who were trying to find some purpose for their lives because their children had moved away or they're just white trash. So they would come up with bullshit like, I'm seeing these trails of smoke from my incense stick. What do you think it means? It means you have air current. My candle's making weird flickering, and when it melts, it made a weird pattern on my table. What do you think it means? It means you weren't paying attention to your fucking candle, and you're lucky your house didn't burn down. Well, now, apparently, which I would never have thought this was real, but it's true. Apparently, when one smudges, they can only smudge with white sage. Everything else is cleansing. So if I want to cleanse my house, I can use other things. But if I want to smudge my house, I have to use white sage. But, caveat, using white sage and smudging is appropriation. What a load of shit that is. Sorry. If I live in the Southwest and I'm going to look for something to clean my house with spiritually, and I'm going to smudge it, or I'm going to cleanse it, or whatever, I'm going to grab the thing that's closest, which is a shit ton of sage all around the desert. So I'm going to grab a bunch of that, make it into a big wad, and go around and burn it. If I lived in the Pacific Northwest, or if I lived in New England, I'd be grabbing a pine cone. It's the same fucking shit. It's just that there's white sage in the Southwest. There's pine cones in the Northeast. And there's, Palo Santo in Mexico, in South America. And these women drive me up the fucking wall. Oh. Also, I did not know this, but apparently using the term fae, F-E-Y, fae, to explain a fairy is considered as offensive as using the N-word to describe a black person. I was actually told this by a woman. She's a moron. I think that's why I got kicked off the witchy page, because I read into her. Yeah. The fairies came and told you specifically that they get offended and butthurt because somebody used the word fae? Really? Did they? Did they come and tell you that? Because they've never told anybody else that. That's all new news to everyone else, including all the people that have written books about them. Just saying. Anyway, yeah, so white sage and fae. Middle-aged white women drive me crazy. Seriously, just please stop looking for something to validate your life. Just try to validate it on your own, instead of looking for it outside of yourself. Clearly, you can probably do something that you can validate about you, with you, without anyone else being there to participate in the validation. You don't need me to come up and tell you you're a good person if you know you're a good person. My validation is not the same as you validating yourself. So, fuck you and get over it. I hit a new low today. Well, last night. Well, the nighttime between last night and this morning. Yeah, it's classy. It's a good one. I fell asleep with a rolled up tortilla in my hand. And then I ate it when I woke up in the morning because I was hungry. Yeah, real classy. I'm part of an anchor study which is based on pretty much like men who are HIV positive who have shown signs of squamous cells in their anus, which is basically precancerous little cells, so they want to snip them and check them. Anyway, so they're like, go ahead and take your clothes off, leave your socks on, lay down on this thing, and like put this blanket over you. So I do that, and I'm in the process of trying to get this blanket on me, and it's like ridiculously annoying and frustrating to me. And they come in, and I'm like, do I have to have this blanket on? And they're like, what? I'm like, can I just not use the blanket because this is frustrating? I'm like, sure. So I immediately threw it off. So I'm like literally there naked, and the assistant was a little surprised, to say the least. You know, I really do have to wonder how many of my friends that are in the hair industry are actually not cutting any hair right now, because I need money, so I'm cutting hair. You know, this is during the coronavirus, so I technically really shouldn't be because I'm just being way too close and personal to people. But I need a new pair of shoes, so I have to work. And I am pretty sure most of the people that are in the industry are also working. But none of them will admit it because I'm pretty sure they would feel such horror and shame because people would ridicule them. No, we're all doing it. If you're not doing it, you're lying. It's just the way it is. Because let me tell you, that money you're making, all of that, oh yeah, if you're renting a booth and you've gone 3 weeks without working because you have no clients, because you have no ability to work, you're fucked. And I guarantee you, those people specifically are definitely working at home or going to people's houses because there's no way they can survive without that cash. Nope. So recently I've been having this really strange image. It's disturbing, but it comes into my head and I can't shake it for a while, then eventually goes away, but it'll come back. I just imagine what it must be like to know you're going to die in a few seconds from an execution. Like, you know there's no getting out of this. There's no second chances. There's no struggling to get away. You're going to be dead in 2 seconds or so. And I can't imagine what that must feel like. I can't even begin to imagine what that person must be thinking at that point. To know that whatever it is you are thinking is utterly unimportant because it'll be gone with you in a matter of moments. For friends of mine who don't live in Seattle, we are dealing with so much smog and haze from all the fires in California, Oregon, and Vancouver, BC. Literally, the sky's like a yellow-white. There's no sky, really. It's kind of gross. But at least it's not raining ash like it did last year, which was really gross. It was like snow in July, August. Yeah, so good times. Welcome to the West Coast in the summer in America. Yay.
Last night was a shit show. It was just an awful evening. The party itself was decent, but halfway through it just became a fucking nightmare. Hey promoters, how about you fucking introduce yourself to the people that are working the bar so we actually know who you are? And that way you can come to us if you need something, and we can come to you if we need something. And hey, how about you also introduce the people that are working for you to us so we know who they are? So there's some kind of rapport, and we can actually inform them things that they might need to know about the bar specifically, instead of them freaking out because they're being told not to do something.
Is fucking part of the social distancing, or are we allowed to actually fuck? Because, like, if we fuck, then we can social distance each other from each other for the rest of our lives, as far as I'm concerned. We don't ever have to come 20 feet near each other, or 6 feet near each other. But I figure for 20 minutes, doesn't it seem fair that you can at least fuck? I mean, if you can walk down the street, and then walking by a bunch of people, I don't see the difference between that and just fucking someone. I mean, honestly, it makes no sense to me. I think you should be able to fuck. Basically, the reason why I think this is because I need dick. It's been way too long and I'm losing my mind. So, there's that.
Well, I think I can say I finally reached a new low. Woke up this morning hungry, which is not surprising because I didn't eat anything before I went to bed and I'm hungry. But I also needed to take a shower. So I combined them. I took a shower and ate a tub of ice cream, well, the remainder of a tub of ice cream, while I was taking a shower. Classy.
You know when you're walking down the street and you hear somebody screaming their head off, hollering, making all sorts of noise at something and you're not sure what it is? Have you ever wanted to just go up to him and be like, dude, who are you talking to? Because there's nobody around you listening. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think it would snap them out of it? I'm always curious. Or is it just asking for a problem? It could be just asking for a problem, but I still kind of want to go up to him and be like, what the hell? Why are you screaming? No one else is screaming? What are you going on about? Oh well. I know me, I'll never ask anybody that question, so it's kind of a mute topic. I have this really weird desire to make fruitcake. I haven't made fruitcake in a few years. I might have to do that. Anybody else like fruitcake? I love fruitcake.
In the past 4 songs, I have had to listen to Sweet Child of Mine, Don't Stop Believin', Toto Africa by Toto, Take on Me, and now it's Every Breath You Take. I Want to Die. Hey, seriously, someone count. This music is horrible.
So I had an experience last night at Club Z, the first and probably only time I will ever go there. I experienced for the first time people putting condoms on their hands so they could finger me. Seriously. I'm offended and disturbed. I'm offended because this immediately assumes they thought I was messy down there, and I'm disturbed because it means it happens enough that they do that immediately regarding that. So yeah, that was really unpleasant and awkward, and a good reason I'll probably never go back. That was unpleasant, to say the least. And besides, it's very damp and sticky. Yeah.
folks. I am working all by myself tomorrow, so come on in and hang out if you want, or just get a haircut. Oh my god.
Are you still on Snapchat?
I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Go ahead. Put it all in. Yeah.
So before I go on this little rant, I just want to let you know that doing this is not from a coke habit. I just have persistent allergies, and like my nose is always constantly like itchy. So I'm allergic to cats. Yet I have 2 of them because I love them, and I would rather just beat my allergies into submission than actually like not have cats in my life. Anyway, 1992, I did my very first porn. It was for $200, which I guess in 92 is actually a pretty decent chunk of change. But this was in New Mexico, and it was low, like blue movie, like low quality. I mean, everything was low quality in 92. The movie was called Friend to Friend. Thank God it's not around anymore. Please don't go looking for it. If you find it, burn it with fire in a pyre. Please, because it's awful. My scene involved me and this individual that I already knew outside of the video, and we did not get along already. It took us 5 days to film a 20-minute scene because he couldn't get hard. What's worse is by the time the 5th day came around, they needed the scene finished so fast because it was taking way too long that they ended up requiring a stunt dick. So the director ended up having to be the top fucking me throughout the video. When you couldn't see the person's face, you could just see the dick going in and out of the hole. Yeah, that was not my scene partner. That was the director. And what's really awful is that you could tell, because the guy that was my scene partner had a really hairy chest, and the guy that was fucking me had a really smooth chest. So it was very obvious. Very, very obvious. And they were both 2 different shades of color. So it was awful. And I thought I would never, ever, 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 ever do porn again until I realized many years later that, oh, this was actually just a really bad experience because I had a really shitty partner. The other thing that was really awful about this is this was back in 92, so there was acting involved and there was a plot. I had lines. They were awful. I felt dirty. Like I needed to bathe after that. Oh, and also on top of that, I forgot. This was also back when they're like, don't come for 5 days before the video shoot. I'm like, okay, that's going to be hard. I'm 22, but okay. Well, it took 10 days. So I went for 10 days without jerking off. And by the time I did, it was just so underwhelming. God, that movie was awful. Oh, so awful. I had a little soul patch thing going on. Ugh. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno.